Hello, welcome to the Ingleside Public Library's virtual Sleep Tight story time. Tonight's book will be Anne Frank. On the 27th of January will be Holocaust Memorial Day, so I picked this one because she was really interesting to me. So this one is by Mary Nhin. Hi, I am Anne Frank. When Adolf Hitler became president of Germany, prejudice against Jews was growing, and I was Jewish. So when I was only 4 years old, we fled Germany to live in the Netherlands. Moving to a new country meant I had to learn new customs and new languages. It was hard, but I adapted. This helped me settle into my new school pretty well. But then came the start of World War II. The Nazis invaded the Netherlands, where my family had thought we'd be safe. Life as a Jew was hard. We were not allowed to live our lives normally. We had to wear a yellow patch on our clothes. We had to hand in our bicycles, and we were only allowed to do our shopping between the hours of 3 and 5 o'clock. When then they said we couldn't go to school with some of our friends and neighbors, I was crushed. We had to go to Jewish schools only. I was really sad about the new laws. So, to cheer me up, Mom and Dad threw me a party and bought me some gifts for my 13th birthday. My favorite gift was a journal. It would soon become a close confidant, the kind of friend who was always patient, and I named her Kitty. I didn't know that would be my last birthday celebration in freedom. The Nazis were gathering up all the Jews, and eventually they sent a notice ordering Margot to be sent to a labor camp. It was too late for us to leave the country. We knew we couldn't stay, so we went into hiding. We lived for 2 years in my father's office building in a secret place behind the bookshelf that I dubbed the secret annex. Our hiding place was small for 8 people. It was comprised of our family of 4 and another family of 3, the Van Pels and their son Peter. A while later, we welcomed another person, Fritz Pfeiffer. Daddy and I adapted relatively fast, but Margaret and Mom had a rougher time. The few people who helped us brought food and new books. We were so thankful, and I called them our protectors. They could have been punished for helping us, but they did it anyways. In the secret annex, we had to be very quiet, or the people downstairs in the factory could hear us and report us. One day, Margaret got a bad cold. We didn't dare let her cough for fear of them finding us, so we gave her lots of cold medicine. Another day, a man came to do some handiwork in the factory downstairs. After we had worked for almost 15 minutes, we heard him lay his hammer and tools down. That's when we heard a knock at the secret door to the annex. I was so scared. I imagine a giant growing bigger and bigger in size with each knock he made. Open the door, it's only me. I was relieved to hear Jonas' voice. Thank goodness. If we were caught, we would have been sent away to a labor concentration camp. There, people were treated very badly and often starved. I couldn't go to school anymore, but I wouldn't give up on my education no matter how hard the Nazis tried to deny it to me. I continued to study and learn. I remained hopeful that we would one day come out of hiding and go back to our normal lives. I wanted to grow up to become a writer. I loved to write. I learned as much as I could from the books that we had, and I practiced in my journal. I wrote all about our lives in hiding, my feelings, my fears, my hopes, and my dreams. For 2 years in hiding, I was deprived of my freedom. I did not feel the wind, go outside, or breathe the fresh air. Even though times were hard, I never gave up hope on myself nor humanity. Where there's hope, there's life. It fills us with fresh courage and makes us strong again. I didn't get to grow up. Our hiding place was discovered, and we were sent away to concentration camps. I passed there with my sister when I was just 15 years old. After the war, the only person who survived was my father. He went back to Amsterdam to look for us and learned that we had all passed. Might gave him the journal she had found and hid after our capture. When my father decided to publish my journal, I became a published author. With my words, I spoke for 6 million people who had been terrorized and oppressed like we had. I refused to be silent, and my story was heard around the world. Those who have courage and faith shall never perish in misery. The end. At the end, it has a timeline. See? I hope you enjoyed this book and learned a little something. Um, Go to your local library or order the Diary of Anne Frank so you can learn more about her and read about her little journals. Um, but for now, good night and sleep tight.